Hey everybody, welcome to another entry in the Hyrule Compendium, and we're continuing our conversation about the rumors and speculation about what the next Zelda game could be, this potential Link's Reawakening. Today our topic is, if this is a game that's happening, should the series return to Koholint Island?
I feel that if they were going to do a Link's Awakening, like reimagination, or Link's Reawakening, similar to like a Link Between Worlds, I think Koholint Island is probably one of the only things that is required. I don't feel it would make sense for it to even be called Link's Awakening. Then at that point, it's whatever.
I sort of get what you're saying, because when you think of it, like, what are the huge differences between Link's Awakening to like Oracle of Ages or Seasons, you know, as far as a gameplay perspective, you know, like not really much, you know. It's gonna be like an updated version of all of those games.
When you look back at like a Link Between Worlds, you visit the first dungeon is the Eastern Palace.
Yeah.
And that does not bear a resemblance at all to the Eastern Palace from A Link to the Past. I mean,
right.
There's a couple concepts like the bowling balls. Like
You get the vibes from it.
But the layout is totally structured different. The Tower of Hera plays completely different. There's like 15 floors or something.
Right. It's more of the aesthetics they keep.
So I think, like, yeah, we can revisit Tail Cave, but it's not going to be the same room to room.
Not
like,
the same layout. Yeah.
When I played A Link Between Worlds, one of my favorite like parts of the game was navigating the world. Not so much because like it's a very familiar world in A Link Between Worlds, because it is the same world from A Link to the Past. That one, there was a time element, like a couple, 100 years had passed. It's like, oh, in the last 100 years they cut some trees down to make a path here.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I liked seeing the changes to the landscape, and it was familiar yet different a little bit. That's what would be beneficial about revisiting this world, this island, I should say, in a new Link's Reawakening.
Yeah.
They could have totally different areas too, because they can make it more of like a circuit. Like, how many islands do you know are a specific set square? You know, it would have to be another dream world for it to really make sense.
So for me, that is actually the connective tissue, I think, if we're going to reference Link's Awakening. To me, there's something about how Majora's Mask, Link's Awakening, like those games that are, you only ever see that land once, and they're sort of connected to the Link in that game. Like, it's more of a personal story. There's something like special about that like makes them stick out in my mind, especially the ones I played as a kid that have stuck with me. I kind of don't want them to specifically go back to those places. This is
okay.
Like, I don't want to see a return to them. I view that story as kind of nice, encapsulated, complete. You know, that Link, he had this dream, he awoke the windfish, the story was over. I'd like to see them, you know, maybe revisit the more of the vibe or the aesthetic of the game, like the dream world, and like it's a little bit more off kilter than your more mainline Zelda. But I don't know if I want to see, like, you know, what's happened in Koholint since we've last been there, you know what I mean?
Since
like,
we last dreamed of it.
That's different to me than, you know, we're in Hyrule, which we're told in this game world is a more physical place that exists, right. You know.
Do you feel, though, the game would really even have any connection to Link's Awakening without Koholint Island?
Well, that's what the question we were kind of chewing on was, will it? And I'm thinking maybe if it was more of if it had the dream base element, and there are some other things you could tie in that I think would help it. I think there's stuff you can do with the characters, and you could have, you know, references to some of the places. Like, to me, it's not going to ruin what I was talking about, that specialness, if like Tail Cave is there, you know. To me, it's more of like getting into the details or like the lore of it. It's like, I kind of want him to like leave that game untouched a little bit.
I feel that when A Link Between Worlds came out, I don't think that really took away at all from anything that Link to the Past did before. I don't think that made the world any less special or anything.
Well, yeah, but like I was saying, like we've also seen like A Link to the Past be essentially remade, or like that concept be revisited in like almost every main Zelda game.
I think you could argue that with Link's Awakening too, because Phantom Hourglass is sort of the same concept of it's a giant dream world. You can't tell if it actually happened or not, and then there's like a big whale that
oh yeah
is
and
the creator
I mean,
of
and Majora's Mask is very Link's Awakening like in the sense where it's like this weird mirror world. But what I mean is all of those games that borrow from A Link to the Past, they're all, this is Hyrule again. It's got these kind of noteworthy things where it's like, I don't know, I don't think they've done that with, you haven't seen like Majora in another game, or
right.
I'm talking about the details of it, really.
I like the idea of it being a new island with a lot of similarities. Like, I want to see Animal Village again. If they're going to do something that has nothing to do with the island, if the island is not in it, I firmly believe that it will have nothing in the title or connectivity whatsoever to Link's Awakening.
Yeah, well, I don't even necessarily, I know we pitched the idea of we've seen the idea of it being called Link's Reawakening. Like, that's not even a title that I'm like super interested in. I think it's fun when referring to the game to call it that, but like Link's not being reawakened,
right? It's just a cool play on words, like sort of like a Link Between Worlds.
Absolutely. So, but that's what I mean. It's like, I'm not really married to the game being called that, really.
Yeah, I mean, it could be called, The Legend of Zelda: Journey to Adventureland or something.
Journey to Adventureland. I like it.
It has nothing to do with anything. That could just be at that point, that's just a new Zelda game, and it has nothing to do with Link's Awakening at all. I feel, though, with the rumors and what we've been speculating upon, and what a lot of others have been speculating upon, is that it's going to be something like a Link's Awakening pseudo-sequel revisiting at the same time.
Yeah, so for me, I just want to see some of the concepts revisited. Weird alter world. You can use some of the, like Majora's Mask, you could use some of the sprites from A Link Between Worlds. And it's like, oh, it's a different character, but it's the same, the same kind of guy. Like, I think there's a lot of cool things you could do with it.
Nintendo has a history of doing almost like twin Zelda games where they use a lot of the same engines and same materials. There was Ocarina and Majora. There was Oracle Seasons and Ages. There was Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks. And this could be the Link's Reawakening to A Link Between Worlds.
Yeah.
So it's like a second game in that style. That's really what I think they're going to do.
Yeah, and since they've kind of established that style in, well, sort of.
For Heroes as well.
Oh yeah, true. That was kind of like but this is their chance to do kind of something new with, as far as a single player game goes, but with that same mechanic. So I'm hoping they get a little bit more creative than just like, Link Between Worlds. I don't think isn't that creative.
No, not at all.
The mechanic is cool, but as far as the world, it's like, it's cool to see it again, but it's not as we ranked it lower in our definitive ranking, and it's because it's really not that much more inspiring.
Yeah,
and I think
not that it needs to be.
It doesn't need to be, but it and I'm okay with that. But I'm thinking for this follow up, like maybe let's reach a little bit further than just
right.
What if Koholint? But again,
a lot of times I think Nintendo's going to do that, and time again they don't.
Yeah.
So I felt when Grezzo remade Ocarina 3D, and then they made Majora's 3D, and then it's like, where is that next game in that engine?
Who knows? Maybe it's still coming.
Come on.
I really want that. So.
Oh my God, that would be so. It would be so out of left field at this point because it's been so long.
And that's what they like to do, though. All right, so yeah, Koholint, not Koholint. What do you guys think? Honestly, as much as I've been like, I don't want that. They announce tomorrow, back to Koholint. I'm on board. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And what do you think of the Link's Reawakening name?
It's pretty cute.
I like it. I kind of do.
It's a little too cute, but
yeah.
All right, so if you like this, give it a like. If you like it, give it a like. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Oh, we talked about we were gonna say join our Discord.
Yes.
I'll put that in the description in the comments below. We're in there all the time, chatting about Zelda, arguing about Zelda all the time. And of course, Thanks for watching.